Howdy, Ayebawl here, and welcome to another episode of Factorio with Arumba's Angel plus Bod's mod pack. So I'm just going through the base, checking out sulfuric acid, wondering why that wasn't running. So I got that up and going. I turned steel back on because I figured I had enough iron plate backed up. So I figured it was time to head on out and start setting up the mining drills for the raw ore that are out there. But I wanted to go ahead and use the newer ones that I was able to make, which was the Mark IIIs, and I tend to enjoy the large area mining drills over the standard one. So I set up the assembly lines to get those made, and while those are getting made, I'm going to push the biters back a little bit. So I do have plans for the east side, but I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to be able to get time to head over there. I want to push the wall back over there in that direction. So I'll do one last check on the base. I was checking on the robots, see if they had any shortfalls. I was checking on the circuits, and apparently they were low on quartz. And the robots were doing a poor job bringing the quartz over. So I find my stash of quartz, and then I start checking the ore sorters to see which ones were actually producing quartz. And it happens to be the type of raw material that I'm not using right now. So, but thankfully, do have a huge stock of quartz, and it's primarily just used for the silicon platters, and glass. And I'm not really using glass, so I figured while I was at it, I'll upgrade the belt too. I need to make sure those transistors get made for the robots as well as the circuits. So I do have a little bit of a power issue, but it's not terrible bad, and I basically ran out of room to build solar panels. So going through the biters, I'm only leaving the part of where I was attacking. Edited out the part where I was picking up the gun turrets and moving from one biter nest to the next. It's probably, if I do show any kind of biter pushback, this would be the way that I'll be doing it, or just none at all. So I ended up pushing the biters back on the east side, but I went ahead and, or afterwards, I went ahead and continued on with setting up the mining drill outposts instead of moving the wall. I think I'll do that later, which means I'll probably have to push them back again. So I'll let the robots repair the gun turrets, the ones that were damaged. I'll pick up the Mark III large area mining drills. Then I'm going to head northeast here in a second. Start setting up train stops and those mining outposts. Quick change of the type of robots. I think the only ones, yeah. I need to clear out the construction ones, construction robots. So I'll go ahead and feed the coal back out to the coal junction, which then leads to the coal warehouse for the steam engines. So out here, we've got, what do we got? We got the sepharite and the bombonium. There's several different techniques to setting up a mining drill outpost. With the large mining drills, I like to leave one space, regardless of how big the mining drill area is. So with this particular setup, having two different types of ore, I kind of do a double train stop here. So I got this idea that instead of using 6 chests, I could use a warehouse and just use loaders into the warehouse. And then from the warehouse, I'll use I'll use the inserters to put into the train stop or the cargo wagon. So I did end up leaving the chest. I kind of wanted to try to experiment by having the warehouse. The warehouse basically is replacing the splitters, so that the chest then fell evenly. But another idea was just use the warehouse and use no chests. I don't think either way is really going to have a pro or a con. Both setups would be able to fill the cargo wagon up pretty quickly, pretty much at the same rate. actually even think about it more by looking at it. I'll probably head back the next time I play and actually remove the chest and just use the warehouse and 6 inserters. Alright, so both those are set up now. Make sure the train stops are, or the tracks are all laid out. Set up my train lights, train signals. Now this train stop isn't exactly ideal because if there's a train getting loaded up with bombonium and the sapphirite train comes up behind it, it'll have to wait. But the other way around, there would be no traffic. So now we're going to set up the Cortina. So the Rubite's already set up, and with this train stop, no train will have to wait for the other one. Didn't have any termite nanobots on me. Alright, that's mostly set up. Just gotta add power, and eventually I'll come back and add the last little bit so that the ore will go inside the warehouse. I think I was missing the material and I couldn't build it. Well, that's going to be it for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.